Hello everyone, welcome to my podcast, The Hidden Power. I'm your host, Dr. Susan Koruthu. The topic for today is, should you divorce or stay? Should you divorce or stay in a toxic relationship? Many are suffering in toxic couple relationship. Their misery increases when they become parents as they are very concerned about their kids' well-being. I know many couples call me. Sometimes the women are more suffering because they are more vulnerable. Maybe they don't take their financial security or other relationship security as key, like how the men consider as an economically strong person. So we don't see women as that strong. So anything happen in the house, the suffering mostly goes to the women's side. When I receive telephone calls from my clients, I won't say they are clients, they just wanted to check how they can help their marriages. I always feel that their relationship is not a partner relationship or people who are living together, caring and supporting, but they are finding fault in each other. So that's what mostly I've seen. Also having some kind of preconceived ideas or roles, or they tell the partner that it's supposed to behave in a particular way. Maybe you have to suffer this. Being a wife, you should be this. Being a husband, you should be this way. So the men are getting a little kind of importance, and women are considered to be below them. So most of the time women are suffering in a marriage that we have seen around us. And I won't say men are not suffering, and there are many men who are also suffering. But 80% we have seen it's women who are the victim of domestic violence. Many of the couple, especially those who have got kids, they stay in a relationship hoping that their sacrifices and suffering will pay off one day for their kids. They assume that their kids will only be happy when both parents are with them. And interestingly, I remember asking a boy who was a child of divorced parents, and basically we say a victim of a parental divorce. And when I asked him how he feels about his life, is he sad about his parents staying separately? Then I was surprised by his answer. He said to me, I'm taking care of my mother very well, and there is peace at home, and most importantly, I get 2 birthday celebrations every year, one from my dad and one from my mom. So this really made me to think whether the kids are the victim of a divorce as we adults think. It is always better to detach the child from a toxic environment filled with anger, sadness, and the disrespectful fights between the parents. Kids should be growing up in a healthy environment, and for that, if divorce is necessary, then why not? But we all have a kind of a social stigma against divorce. So there can be a way out there. So a family must have happiness, harmony, cooperation, respect, empathy, care, and joy. A home where parents stay together who are divorced mentally is an emotional hell. In such homes, they are physically together, but mentally they are already divorced. They are miles apart. They just can't accept each other. The kids who grow up in such homes will suffer from emotional disturbances and behavioral issues. They will feel insecure and develop remorse and personality disorders. Similarly, a poorly or bitterly handled divorce also create deep emotional wounds in the kids. If you cannot live in a relationship which is abusive and toxic, it is better to go for a kids-oriented divorce. What is a kids-oriented divorce? Where you say the kids are the center and both parents take responsibility and they are available as a loving and responsible parent whenever the child needs them. But whatever may be the case, divorce is not a popular option, as it is better for any kid to grow up with both the parents. It should be considered as a last option in any marriage. I receive calls from many unhappy couples who share their troubled marriage. They are suffering, being an abusive spouse or narcissistic spouse. And when I look at this, maybe the number of people who calls me women are more than men. And the shame and guilt when talking about their troubled or broken marriages mostly is seen in women than men. And many couples are staying in a marriage because of kids or fearing their reputation in the society. They think that what will people think, how the society will look at me. They may look down. I may be looked down, maybe treated as, kind of a second-class person or something. The suffering is generally more for a dependent woman who is not financially or mentally independent. But many financially independent women also suffer guilt and shame for being firm in a relationship as they fear separation. So women fear separation because they think that they are weak. And when they are, yes, we understand that most of the women are physically weak, but when they are mentally strong, when they enter into the marriage, maybe the toxic environment, the kind of an abuses and treatment from their spouse must have made them mentally also a weak person. As a result, they live their life in fear, sadness, and depression. What happens in today's marriage when we analyze it? I would say most of the couples are ignorant about family life. Why do I enter into a family life? Most of the, today's young generations are not aware of it, and they don't know the true purpose of marriage. Many are marrying for the personal benefit rather than forming a healthy and happy family. Money is also coming as a very big factor in most of the marriages. So there, the connectivity or the empathetic relationship between the couple, the love and care between the couple is not being taken that seriously. A husband and wife relationship is a complementary one and not a competition. It should be built on trust and cooperation and not in violence and sacrifices. There should always be an effective leader and follower relationship between the couple and not a master and a slave relationship. The leadership can be the situational one, as both can lead as per the requirement of the family. As situation arises, they can take the leadership role or a followership role. Always we need to think that there should be a effective leader-follower relationship. And what happens if it is not effective? The leader can be an authoritarian leader and who put everything on the follower, and the follower has to obey. And when the relationship is a master and slave one, the welfare of the family will depend on the character of the master. The master is, empathetic, caring, and loving, and then the slave is getting all that benefit. So it is always better, never create a master-slave culture in your marriage. Instead, form an effective leader-follower culture in your marriage. And this is something which you need to be always thinking in your mind when your relationship or the culture of your marriage turns to a master-slave. Be alert and, take necessary step and put that into a culture of a effective leader and follower relationship. That is the best culture you can follow in any marriage. The hidden power will make your personal transformation easy and flawless. Listen to the Hidden Power podcast every day to empower your life. This is your host, Dr. Susan Koruthu. I will see you in the next episode. Until then, live well and laugh more. May God bless us all.